So, somebody think of an off-the-cuff cold opening so that this seems more, like conversational and the people listening relate to us better.
Teen Titans Go sucks ass,
Oh
And
and
man,
has
it's
since its incarnation.
and it's ruining creepypasta.
yes, definitely.
It's just ruining my life in general. The fact
Yeah.
that I have to see that on Twitter constantly.
You
I want to
wait.
see
Who
that
are you
stuff.
following?
Well, it's not like, hey, check out Teen Titans Go. It's just someone going, you know what? I really hate Teen Titans Go.
Oh,
Fuck
okay.
that show.
I
And
see.
it's like, no, I agree with you. I wish we could just not talk about it.
Hmm.
Apparently, it's getting a movie.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
getting a movie,
Uh,
and there you have it. Thanks for playing, kids.
I
It's
wonder.
fun.
I wonder how long the rap sequence will be in that, where they just bust into dropping beats
There's probably going to
suddenly.
be 3 different rap sequences throughout the movie.
Oh
Well,
man.
my
But anyway.
name's Robin, and I'm here to say me and Cyborg are kind of gay together.
Oh man.
You won't see that in the new Justice League movie.
Well, Cyborg doesn't have many body tissues, but I've got plenty of daddy issues. I don't know. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. So yeah, I guess speaking of Teen Titans Go and cartoons and things that idiots like, uh, what about these OCs? What about these original characters? You want to discuss that? You want to talk about that?
OC's kind of a misnomer because it's like if you're ever going blank the killer, you're not an original character. You're like based off a template. So it's very strange how the concept of everyone make OCs, make Sonic OCs, make Jeff the Killer OCs, like they're not original, and that's
Right.
the point. Like you're making something within a universe to be part of that community. So whoever like cemented that these are original characters is a fucking marketing genius because he got everyone to buy into a lie, but it's just generally accepted.
So you would call them UCs, unoriginal
Uh,
characters.
TCs, template characters. I don't know.
I see. I don't know. It's kind of an interesting thing because I think like the blank the killer characters and stuff like that. You know, yeah, we're dealing with that now, but I think way back when it was like the Sonic characters and the things like that. I think it was more of the idea of this character isn't actually on the show. This is my original creation for the show, which is like, I mean,
Which again, how's that original if it's blank the hedgehog or blank the echidna?
or Echidna
Well,
the
this
Hedgehog.
this right here is my My Little Pony OC, but My Little Pony OC is also a Klingon. Has a big old forehead, believes in honor.
Would
Yeah.
the mark on it be like one of those weird double-bladed things they had, or
Yeah.
Oh, it has to be a batleth, absolutely.
okay, Batleth? I'm like sitting here thinking I know it's not baklava, but it's something like that.
Nerd.
Yeah, well, what do you expect from an alien, right?
Yeah.
He probably knows a lot of fine Klingons, but I guess my question overall
He's not
would be,
racist. He's not racist against Klingons. He has a Klingon that's a friend.
yeah, he has plenty of friends who are Klingons. Come on.
Oh,
Cue,
God.
cue the Stephen Colbert photo of him smiling with a black guy.
I'm just picturing Abysme shaving his head in the front and getting like dreadlocks and being like, "No, I'm not appropriating their hairstyle. No." But
I'm
Anyway.
trying to imagine what the Klingon version of the N-word is and how just say it in public.
no man has said that and lived. But yeah. I guess. Fuck. So, do we have any Star Trek OCs?
Are Klingons killing creepypasta?
Yes, and they're proud of it.
Uh,
You can't
Must-
stop them.
We must kill it for honor. It is a mercy kill.
You know what? They can have it. They can kill it. I'm perfectly fine with that death.
okay, so here's my overall question. Do OCs have any creative merit in that, some things started out as OCs, Like, you can tell a lot of things, and these might be some bad examples, so forgive me, but you can tell some things like, Laughing Jack and Eyeless Jack and different, various Jacks. You could tell that they sort of came from that same place of, like, in OC. Here's a character with a mask with,
Yeah, but all of those Jacks come from a box,
Oh,
Yeah, I was about to say, is Jack in a Box part of the Creepypasta Icon universe?
you got to think outside the box, but yeah.
No, that's perfect. You have Eyeless Jack on one side, and then Laughing Jack on the other, and then in the middle is the Jack from Jack in a Box.
It's the Jack Trinity.
Now, would he be just like a darker version of the Jack in the Box mascot, or would he just be straight up?
No, he would be
straight up.
He would be the exact same, but he would be holding the Klingon battle sword thing.
Oh, God. So, yeah, Beth, if you could get on that, that'd be really good. Anyway. But, yeah, I mean, certain OCs may have some potential to be their own thing, I guess. I don't know, because, I mean, like, you look at a show like Channel Zero, if they were to pick up, Eyeless Jack, that would be it would no longer would it even be an OC anymore? Then people would be creating OCs to be in the Eyeless Jack universe. It's kind of a weird, I don't know, like crapception or something like that. I don't know.
Well, you get into that situation with Twilight, and then there was the Twilight fan fiction of 50 Shades of Grey,
Right,
and then
exactly.
it gets established to be its own thing, and then it's regarded poorly, and I think that's because it's suffering from structural problems, but it has such a groundswell of community support around it that it's pushed on to other people. You know what I mean? So by carving out the small niche, it becomes a bigger thing, I guess, because the fans are so rabid about it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's like the second best example of what I could think of an OC becoming like the actual property. Because Stephanie Meyer, is it? Or was Stephanie Meyer the original writer, or was that for 50 Shades of Grey? Either way.
Yeah, she wrote Twilight.
Okay, fucking hell. Whoever wrote 50 Shades of Grey, Methany Steyer, or whatever her name is, she created an OC. I mean, the characters in those stories, OCs. I mean, they're meant to represent the characters from Twilight, but she branched it off into original character Do Not Steal. So I mean, there is.
And I can't remember, but I believe Twilight was based off of something else also.
Really?
I think it was either Anne Rice novels or...
Yeah, I was about to say, it seems like Interview with the Vampire or some shit like that.
Well, and I guess the difference there is those all, like them or hate them, they do have a somewhat distinct tone and setting, and just kind of theme to them, I guess. You can lump them all into the same category, but I would say those are different creations. And the issue with making a Blank the Killer OC, or even like Laughing Jack, it's just, it's a creepypasta, and this guy kills you. How does it kill you? In a slightly different way than the other ones. This one uses a knife, but only on your kidneys. So I think the examples we just mentioned, they benefit from being like their own book, their own movie, their own very established published universe. Whereas if you couch yourself in the My Little Pony universe, you are inextricably tied there. If it looks like a pony, has a cutie mark, and acts like the ponies, you can't say that this is my original distinct creation.
Right.
Which
Well,
I don't think it's necessarily bad. There's nothing wrong with making a character. Just maybe the damage is saying this is my OC. Yeah, but you're not original, and you should strive to be original if possible.
I guess the major thing I'm thinking is I always want to take that thing of erring on the side of things having some creative value in some possible way.
Sure.
But the thing is, I guess, if you are someone capable, and this will sound really mean, but if you're someone who's capable of creating an interesting character in an interesting world, you probably aren't creating an OC in the first place. You're probably going and doing your own original, characters and writing and stories. So I mean, I guess that's probably why, because I always feel like OCs really, they're missing like that one breakthrough OC that actually is of some really great quality, where you're like, wow, actually this character, this character and this idea and this storyline, that's something that actually, is intriguing. That is something that hasn't been explored in whatever creative universe it is. But instead, it's usually just, here's my OC. He's pregnant by Sonic, and he's gonna give birth to Tails.
Well, a lot of the time, yeah, a lot of the times you see these. I'm not one of these, but a lot of the writers that I really enjoy are into role-playing games, like tabletop role-playing games, where they, kind of create an original character.
Right.
But that original character is kind of based off of a template. And through doing the role-playing and everything, they develop that character, and that character really comes into their own. And then that kind of ends up being where the OC gets made. And then by the time that it's brought out into the world for other people to see, be it in the form of a drawing or of a written story, it's been fleshed out by the process of the role playing. And
Right.
so now it's its own thing. So even if you kind of, make a character sheet that is very rudimentary, eventually that will become its own thing, if you and the people that you're playing a game with know what they're doing.
I actually have seen that before. I can't cite specific examples, but I do remember hearing that before, of people saying, "Oh yeah, this is based on a character that I came up with in this role-playing game that we were doing," or So yeah, I mean, it does seem like it's a Dungeons and Dragons OC, but whatever.
And Dungeons and Dragons is very like elves, dwarves, things that they did not make up, but that have existed in lore for, thousands of years.
So Dungeons
So-
and
Also,
Dragons.
devil worship.
Yeah.
Devil worship. Hail
is-
Satan.
Is Dungeons and Dragons killing your children?
Probably.
Yes.
Probably.
I saw that Tom Hanks movie. I don't know if anybody else here did. But, yeah, so Dungeons and Dragons actually creating OCs within the Tolkien universe.
Who
So it
stole
just goes
from
back and
the,
back and
the,
back.
the Norse, the Norse universe, and
Yeah.
that was Icelandic monks writing about vague shit they heard from barbarians. So
Yeah,
I saw an amazing tweet on that subject of Tolkien. I saw an amazing tweet of the new Black Panther poster,
mhm.
and on it, two of the actors are the characters that played Gollum and Bilbo, and on the poster, it's like a bunch of black people and then these two white actors, and then someone said, "I love it. The only two white people on this poster are Gollum and Bilbo," and then someone responded, "Yeah, they're Tolkien white guys."
There you go. Perfect.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, man.
I think
That joke, that stupid pun, was totally worth derailing this conversation.
oh
Definitely.
no, I'm glad I know about that. I think, and here's an actual interesting point. I think that Dungeons and Dragons says, yeah, you're an elf, but where do you come from? What do you do? What influenced your character traits? Do you have any identifying scars? Are you
There's-
traits from your family? And it encourages you to flesh out your character, like you were saying, as much as possible.
Yeah.
Whereas,
So if you're an elf, the question is like, all right, that means that you're raised in an elf-centric society. How does this character relate to other elves around them?
Mhm.
You know what I
Or-
mean?
Yeah, or were you not raised, like, are you a half elf? If you are a half elf, were you raised more by human or elf parents or both? How do you interact in other societies? How do people typically view you?
Whereas half elf, half Klingon.
Are you only half elf, but society still just considers you an elf because, 3/4?
Yep.
But
Yeah.
Here's an
Whereas
interesting thing about the Dungeons and Dragons thing I just wanted to bring up really quick is that one thing
Sure.
about creating a Dungeons and Dragons character, which is different from creating an OC, is that usually you have to give your character some sort of weaknesses. Whereas with an OC, it's just like, nope, awesome at everything.
I've been told that everyone who plays tabletop games, at least at the beginning, has to run into people that don't give their characters weaknesses.
Well, they min-max, and But it's unfortunately with a lot of games, it's if you're good at doing damage, you're gonna go really far and you'll probably be fine. So a lot of people just like min max for damage, and they'll survive most of the game. But then that it's just it's not cheating, but it's boring as hell because then it's just kind of a numbers game and it's not really about the creativity.
I'll min max, but only on things that are fun to min max on. Like, I want to have a character that is weak as shit but can like talk their way out of anything.
Oh sure.
I want to have a character who has the maximum dick size but can't hold his bowels.
No, he has maximum dick size, but every time he ejaculates, he shits himself. So
it's very, very confusing for the ladies.
Oh God, he doesn't know whether he's coming or going. But anyway, yeah. So I mean, OCs, ladies and gentlemen.
You can't talk about OCs and have it mostly serious because
Right.
they are inherently ridiculous.
I mean, you look at there's this there's one OC sort of based project. I guess it started as maybe like satire mixed with OC type material, and it actually went on to become an interesting show that you have to have a certain intellect to appreciate the humor.
Marble Hornets, yes.
You have to kind of be a genius level IQ to get the subtle nuance of the
Oh no.
the lore and the
I think I know what you're talking about.
thought-provoking jokes on the show. Yeah, it's not just for everyday plebeians. That would be, of
Oh no.
that would of course be
dub.
Rick and Morty. But I
Have
mean,
you
yeah,
guys
I mean,
played the card game for Rick and Morty?
have you guys? No, I haven't played the card game. I didn't even know there was one. I would assume
It's based off the episode where there's the brain parasites that are making up new characters over and over again.
Oh.
And you have to basically try to find out who's a parasite and who's not. But yeah, that entire fucking episode is just look how many OCs we made of our own show.
God, talking about it now, I mean, I always was looking at that as, yeah, it's just about the fact that shows add, all these goofy fucking characters as time goes on and the show becomes more and more irrelevant and they just try to spice it up and jump the shark. But, maybe there is a touch in there, like you said, of, OCs, This is Baby Wizard, and he introduced this person to his wife, and he's pregnant with Summer's baby, and, So, I don't know. But, have you guys seen, like, the progression of where that show started, like, from the original stupid spoofs to, like, now?
Oh yeah.
Because,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
you've got the idea that it's Doc and Marty, with Marty spelled differently, and then you go on to other things, and he changes their names to Pumpkin Seed and Peanuts, which is one character's name. Both Pumpkin Seed and Peanuts is his name, and the Rick character's named something like Sloppy Mr. Poopy Pooey Poor Butthole Pooerson. So it's like it's almost like this beautiful corruption of what every other person does with these OCs, where they're like, it's not actually this character, it's this other random name, but yeah. And he's got glasses on or sunglasses instead of no sunglasses. But
And Scary Terry, of course.
Scary Terry, there's an OC. But yeah.
Ooh yeah. Is that OC or is that just parody?
Yeah, it's parody, but I mean, I like the thing where he's like, it has swords on his fingers instead of knives, so it's legal, as they're running. But yeah, enough about how awesome Rick and Morty is and how people
we're smart
just
enough
can't
to get it.
understand it. Yeah.
If you don't get it, just don't stop listening. This isn't
really.
the podcast for you.
God. Go out and take some. Just take any course in a STEM field, and there you go.
Well, if you don't understand Rick and Morty, maybe you just need to go back to Family Guy, a stupid show for stupid people that are stupid. Because Seth MacFarlane's a dick, and I hate him.
Yeah, go back to Family Guy with all its dumb fart jokes. We'll take Rick and Morty.
With all of its smart fart jokes.
Smart jokes. But yeah. So, have you guys, this is a kind of a personal question, have either of you at any point in history created an OC?
Beyond Dungeons and Dragons? I don't think so. No.
You've never, seriously, you've never been like, this Ninja Turtle is named Picasso, and he's,
I don't think I have, I don't think I have actually. No.
wow. Okay, well, I guess I'm alone in that. So anyway,
Yeah. What was photo negative Mickey?
yeah, there you go. Photo
Dude, it's
negative
just
Mickey is the boyfriend of, I don't know, fucking Roger Rabbit. Who gives a fuck?
He's just a recolor, man. He's just a recolor.
That's true. He's a palette swap.
Lazy ass reskin.
Yep, definitely. So yeah, I guess we have decided that there's no creative value in OCs definitively, and
Well, I think it does come down to like intent and amount of detail, because a lot of people just, I mean, and it's a lot of times it's just kids who are in a community that likes Sonic, and so they make their own OC just so they can get an image and it's their avatar that they use online. And I get that, like, cool. And they may write like a short bio about it, but that's as far as it goes. If you're gonna make Scary Terry, because it, he exists as a episode long parody about dream hopping, that's a little bit different.
yeah, I mean, I know that I started out creating what would be like OC stuff today. Like when I was a kid, and granted I'm older than probably anybody listening to this, and definitely anybody here. When I was a kid before the internet, I started out with the notebook and the pen and just drawing like my own Ninja Turtles, and this character's a mutant porcupine who's friends with the Ninja Turtles, but blah blah, and that sort of was like a underpinning of what I ended up doing. It was sort of like a crutch, I guess, to
yeah.
start creating things, but with a template, with a framework, so that there's less chance of just failing, because you've got something to work with. But
oh yeah,
so I hope that OCs lead people in that direction. I hope that
Yeah, and that's the thing is there is this weird destructive circle jerk quality that you get out of OCs, but that is a byproduct of people finding themselves. So
yeah,
I guess probably. Oh, go ahead.
You just got to take that for what it is.
This may have been already discussed with the Creepypasta challenge. I don't quite remember, but if someone's first creepypasta is a haunted gaming story, and then they learn, oh, that's pretty formulaic, but it was easy, but now I've done something and I can learn from it, and they go on to write original stuff, then go for it. Write a Pokepasta. I don't care.
I guess probably the most harmful thing I can think of with OCs is that everybody else then draws and writes about your OC instead of creating their own, new work.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't know. I guess does anybody else have anything on the topic of OCs, or have we pretty much put that one to bed? Nobody has anything? Okay, cool.
I think that there's also this quality of I'm trying to think of how to word this.
Zionism. I'll just keep saying words until it helps.
Demonetization.
Oh God. Now wait a minute. Why are you mentioning monetization in the same breath as Zionism? What's
search engine optimization?
Optimization engine search.
Ooh.
Oof, oof, oof. No, it's a problem to focus on that because you're trying to. The OC is something that can't fail because it's doomed to fail. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Like you are stuck at a certain level of quality, whereas you have to, if you want to transition into being a better artist, do something where you have the potential to fail.
This is true.
You need to have that failure, and so it's important not to cling on to the Klingon. Yeah. I'll end there. It's important not to cling on to the Klingon.
That sounds
Not
like
wise to upset a Klingon.
it sounds like you're in that weird new. I mean, talk about OCs. It seems like you're in that weird new Star Trek show where the Klingons are based on Trump supporters, and you're just like, that's your platform you're running on. Is it's important not to Klingon. That's
See,
like your
I haven't
motto.
seen the new show yet, and now when I do, I'm just going to be thinking that the entire time.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
fucking
that's
fantastic.
actually.
Is that actually
That's
it?
actually somebody affiliated with the show. I didn't read the actual article. I'm one of those people, one of those assholes who, sees a headline and goes, "Oh, interesting," and doesn't read the article. But it was something about someone affiliated with the show saying that they drew inspiration from Trump supporters with the Klingons on the new show. But yeah,
So,
I mean,
okay.
that's a whole nother idea. Is sort of like the OC style fan fiction writing that of people who get hired on television shows and movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess
Like this is my original character. His name is the Tooth Child. He's now a part of Candle Cove.
exactly. Oh man. But anyway, I guess now we'll do our outroductions. Our outroductions, as always, in
Yes.
alphabetical order. Abysmoid, if you'd like to.
Hey, I'm Abysme. I have two podcasts, Ray Gun Readers and Raw Dog Readings, where I discuss literature of the science fiction and horror genres with friends. And then I also have a YouTube channel devoted to my original music, OC Don't Steal, at Abysme on YouTube.
And he has a penis shaped like a crab.
I do.
And next in line,
And Dead Palette, I write and narrate short horror stories. I critique them on my show Dead Serious, where I just read through a story and intersperse criticism. It's a nice little writing community with a bunch of people commenting. It's very fun. And then I'm also a part of Undercrypt Analysis, where we do the same thing, but it's multiple people.
all right. And
Yeah.
I am Slime Beast, aka Tormental, and you're on my channel, so I don't know.
Get out.
Stay. No!
Go unsubscribe and then resubscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe, and remember that you can sponsor me at gaming.youtube.com/Tormental. Why don't you check out that Patreon? Got a Spreadshirt shop, all in the header of my page. And why don't you buy yourself a loot box? Why not?